Hello, YouTube fam. How y'all doing? It's your Uncle Tim. This is Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews, the channel where I rant and I review. I'm your host, Uncle Tim. Today is Friday. This makes a basic 4 weeks, whereas the government lockdown has been in effect. Um, Federal workers been told to take furlough, whereas they actually work without getting paid. And this is the first time where they will get paid and not have a check. People were telling them in the beginning, prepare for a rainy day. And they're like, how could you prepare for a rainy day? And you living paycheck to paycheck. You're not living outside your means. You're not living above your means. You're living paycheck to paycheck because shit is too expensive. What happens when you tell people uh, to live within your means? If the rent within your state, your area, your city, the surrounding suburbs is like 2,000. What you gonna do? It's it's unrealistic to tell people to go somewhere else. Fam, I'm just sitting here trying to understand the logic. The shit that we tell people what they need to do, and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, man. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, man, everybody got the right to be upset. Everybody got the right to be pissed the hell off. Because this shit looks crazy. It looks ridiculous, man. You got commercials for ICE all over the news. There's a $250 million White House expansion, for a ballroom, and you can't pay the employees, bro. Come on, man. The politicians are still getting paid, but nobody else is. I have no ill will towards MAGA, the left, the right, the middle. I have no ill will towards anybody. But I'm just saying, make it make sense to me, man. People depend on that money, bro. If you worked hard for your check and somebody telling you ain't getting a damn check, come on. It don't take Stevie Wonder to see that this shit don't make sense. Now, again, I want to stay lighthearted on this channel, but it's hard when so much of real shit is going on. I think, we passed the bullshit meter already, and people are looking at it like, hey, I don't see how this stuff is actually working. I don't see how it works either. I see some people sitting here asking me like, man, what you think gonna happen next? I have no idea. At this point in time, man, I'm starting to think to myself, shit, maybe they don't like us as, citizens, man. Maybe they don't like too much of any damn thing, man. You look at what's happening at Amazon, man, and that shit is crazy. This year, usually around this time, they hire like 600,000 people. They're talking about, with the help of AI and all that, they may not need to hire 600,000 people. And I'm just sitting here thinking like, man, just think about it. They're not talking about cutting the workforce, but they're talking about the part, that they're doing about hiring people. They could cut that in half because they don't need, people who have, call off, they sick, shit, pregnancy, and all that. They don't need to worry about none of that. Robots continuously work regardless, right? AI is going to do the job regardless, man. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, the rich is getting richer and the poor is getting poorer. The middle class is almost non-existent, man. And you know what? I hate to dump this real stuff out there, but, we need somebody to actually talk about it. I don't even see these type of channels who actually specialize in this stuff talking about it. Dude, I see a lot of people, glossing over everything, man. We don't need nobody glossing over anything. We need somebody to actually say what's really going on. Address the elephant in the damn room, man. Hell, I don't want to work and not get paid. That's just like you going to work today, working 40 damn hours this week, then 40 hours the next week. That's 80 hours. So you think you got your 80-hour check coming, and they tell y'all you on furlough, man. You doing this for free right now, until we decide whether we want to pay you or not. You like, wait, am I getting paid retroactive or what? Because your landlords are not going to understand. They're not going to give a damn. They want their money. Your landlords want their money. Your mortgage companies want their money. Hell, if you need food, the store want their money. Think about it. There's a lot of shit going on. And at the end of the day, I say it just like this. A lot of us are privileged, man, sometimes to not know the true effect of what's happening out here, man, and don't have to deal with any of it. Like I said, man, at the end of the day, man, this is a toy channel, but this is a reality channel too. Because as grown men and women, we got to face this shit. We can't hide from it. Life is real, man. Man, I can't go buy toys if I don't got no income. I can't go buy food if I ain't got no money. And if I try to steal, guess what? There's some other shit that's going to happen, man. So this is what we got to sit back and look at, man. We got to make it make sense, man. We're sitting here enjoying our lives, man. While others, man, sometimes are in the midst of chaos, man. See, that's the thing, you could be a have or a have not. And that's just how life works sometimes. 1 minute you may have, and the next minute you may have not. This is why I take a look at everything, man. You could be winning 1 minute and losing the next. And shit, I don't know. I just wanted to address that, man, because I'm studying seeing people getting laid off, bro. And, Walmart is talking about laying off a few people. Target is talking about laying off a few people. Man, and, in certain places, like in certain small towns, like in certain places, the main employer is Walmart or Target or, McDonald's or some other fast food place. And if you start cutting those places, shit is going to get real. Bro, you talking about cutting the EBT November 1st. It's about to get real, bro. I don't care about all that other shit. Just imagine people not, having money to buy food, bro. Or, not having that card for people who really need it, man. I'm just sitting back just thinking to myself, I don't think it's the government fault. I think we should have our own infrastructure. When I say we, I'm talking about we the people. I'm not talking about, color-wise or any shit like that. Dude, I thought past that a long time ago. We got to be bigger and better than that. We got to be in the moment, in the zone, and we got to understand where we all need to go. We need to hang with one another and understand one another. We need to see the true picture for what it is. The writing is on the wall, man. Damn. Think about it. This is one of the reasons why I tell each and every last one of you all, live your life to the fullest. I'm not telling you to be reckless and spend money that you don't have, but I'm telling you, don't pass up opportunities to do things because you don't know what tomorrow may bring. You may not be here tomorrow. You may be going through something the next day. Shit is just what it is, man. And that's something that I understand, man. Life is just what it is sometimes, man. It gets rough. And people rarely ever see that. They just think you out here just talking and, just running your damn mouth, man. Dude. Tensions rising with Venezuela. They sent the naval ship down that way through the Caribbean, to deter, stuff from happening. Bro, I'm like, what the hell going on here? I'm just thinking we need to be in a better situation as people. Man, we need to have some investments, man. We should all invest in some stocks or something, man. Get some shares of Amazon, Apple, Samsung, just something. Bro, we should have something else going on where, we have a piece of something. Just imagine, just getting stocks in the beginning and just seeing where you go, man. Just get your portfolio going. I think that'd be a blessing and a help to everybody, man. Just with that being said, I want to say again, thank you for watching. Peace out.